the chaplain to the university.
Let us pray. Veni Sancti Spiritus, repletuorum corda fidelium, et tui amoris in eis ignem accendi, qui per diversitatem linguarum cunctarum, gentes in unitate fidei congregasti. Come, Holy Spirit, fill the hearts of your faithful and kindle in them the fire of your love. You are the one who, in spite of differences in language, gather the nations into the unity of faith. Amen.
I welcome all of you most warmly. Farsha Srila Hadran Dahimna Hag Olhai Opien. Please be seated. Dr. Tucker.
Pro-Chancellor, Principal, guests and graduates. First of all, I'd like to say that up until about 24 hours ago, it wasn't me that was supposed to be standing here talking to you, it was Professor Alison Jenkinson. However, due to ill health, she had to pull out at the last minute, and therefore I stand before you today. However, I am delighted and honoured to be extending a warm welcome to you all to this morning's graduation ceremony in what are beautiful settings and surroundings, I'm sure you'll all agree. And I know that today is a significant milestone in the history of each family here, and I'm sure you're all justifiably proud to be present today. Coincidentally, I recently returned from an international enhancement theme conference that was focused on student transitions and how we support students moving from one stage of their academic journey to the next. Now, I can tell you that the next 50 minutes or so represents a very exciting transition for our graduates, where they move from expectant, exciting graduands to actual graduates of the University of Aberdeen. It's an excellent opportunity to reflect on your successes and all of the things that you've achieved while you've been with us here in Aberdeen. Now, of course, today is a very different experience being in this hall for most of us compared to the last time that many of us were here. This, of course, was the examination hall where much of our honours exams took place. Of course, the seats were a little bit more spaced out, and the students were much more focused on trying to get every last little bit of information onto their exam scripts. And of course, some were also fighting against that dreaded wobbly desk issue that causes so many people so many problems. As you might expect from an ancient university, we take a great pride in our graduation ceremonies, and we take them very seriously. Today, of course, is full of tradition, as we'll see from the Hippocratic Oath that will be delivered by our dental graduates a little later on. We have gowns, we have hoods, a procession, classical music, and lots of Latin. But what is really important is to remember that the focus here is on celebration. It's a celebration of success. It's a celebration of your successes. So please, let's not be sombre and serious like we were last time we were here. Instead, let's make sure we really focus on celebrating. Okay? If it's a sombre and serious celebration, then I think that perhaps you've been attending the wrong types of parties over these years. Now, although formalities suggest that those of us on the stage have to be reserved and confined to just polite applause, that rule certainly does not apply to the rest of you. Celebrations should be noisy and happy affairs, so please make sure that you clap and cheer whenever possible and take as many pictures as you can throughout so that you can remember this really fantastic day for you all. Now, I know that there are many people here that have been instrumental in you reaching this celebration of your success today. We have partners, we have parents, we have relatives, and we have friends who have supported you graduates throughout your endeavours. And I know for many of you that the experience would not have been so rewarding, nor the outcomes perhaps so positive, were it not for these wonderful people that have come to see you graduate today. They've been here through the highs and the lows. Therefore, I think now is a decent time to get the party started, and I never thought I'd manage to squeeze a quote from the pop star Pink into a graduation address. So I'd ask you graduates to stand up and to face these people who have supported you throughout and express your deep appreciation for all that they've done to you throughout the last 4 years. Now, just hang on a second. I don't want you just to clap, because clapping would be quite reserved. We want cheers, we want whoops, and we want whistles as well. So you may begin. Now, I'm going to stop short of awarding you all a CGS mark for that. However, of course, I need to provide you with some formative feedback. So some positive feedback, well done, and some constructive criticism. Next time, let's try and make it a bit louder. Okay. Now, for those of us on stage, many of us have taught you, we've marked your work, and we've organised your courses. And we've been there through the many high points that you've experienced, and of course we've also been there through some of the lower points as well. We know that success does not come without hard work and determination to achieve, and that considerable effort has gone into your accomplishments so far. The staff here are immensely proud to have had the opportunity to contribute to your intellectual and personal development, and it's also pleasing to see that you can scrub up quite well when there's a reason for you to look presentable. Now, the university itself was established in 1495 and is the 5th oldest university in the UK. We have a long and proud history, including 5 Nobel laureates, and of course, by the end of this ceremony, you will all be graduates of this ancient institution. And as such, you will of course continue to be part of that Aberdeen family. As all good families do, we want you to keep in touch, and we want you to tell us of your future successes. We take immense satisfaction in hearing of the successes of our graduates, but of course, if any are too successful, then we might get a little bit envious. The university doesn't just look back at its long history, as the new fantastic facilities that we have here demonstrate. For example, the Sir Duncan Rice Library, the Sports Village, the Aquatics Centre. And in fact, recently I've been involved in focusing on the university's digital future and looking at digital strategy, how we move into the digital era as a university. And of course, this is something that we see across the wider world, this acceleration towards digital strategy. Now, for example, tweeting is no longer restricted only to birds. Facebook is not what happens when you fall asleep when you're reading in bed, or indeed when you're studying late in the Sir Duncan Rice Library. And of course, Bluetooth is not something that our dental graduates will have to treat throughout their careers. However, throughout these events, I listened very carefully to the presentations, and they outlined that there are a range of digital jobs that did not exist 10 years ago. Some of these included app developer, social media manager, sustainability expert. And at a recent conference, a colleague of mine introduced herself to me as social.media@abdn.ac.uk. All of these kind of issues made me think about what's next for our graduates. Your degrees have contained insight into many scientific innovations and advancements, novel approaches, new techniques, and it demonstrates the wealth of exciting opportunities that are available to you. Through your own efforts, you've provided yourselves with an excellent foundation for your future careers in whatever fields they may involve. In addition to more traditional roles, many of you will head into disciplines that we haven't even thought of yet. You may end up with a job title that hasn't yet been created. Regardless of all that, I have no doubt that among you are the leading academics and role models of the future, inspirational teachers, leading professionals in healthcare, or a whole host of other professions. You will be a force for good and a benefit to society in the broadest possible sense, and of course you'll be a credit to your University of Aberdeen. Now, a couple of final points before I sit down. When your time comes to process across the stage, please consider this to be a high-risk activity. So it's equivalent to having a big black R risk assessment on the front of your practical manuals. Follow the careful guidance of our sacrist to avoid any strangulation incidents and also to avoid any loss of teeth. Now, I did check earlier with our dental graduates, and unfortunately they've left all their dental tools at home, so we certainly don't want any missing teeth for the photos later on. Remember to use the handrail when you're descending from the platform. And when operating amateur photographic equipment, make sure that the arc of your selfie stick is clear before fully extending it. Finally, and seriously, as I said earlier, today is a celebration. You've all done yourselves very proud, and please ensure you express your support as loudly as possible for friends and colleagues as they receive their degrees. Congratulations, and very well done.
Thank you, Professor Diamond.
Pro-Chancellor, I have the honour of presenting to you for the award of degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa Stephen Logan. Pro-Chancellor, the very best university leaders tend to be scientists of real substance, who have charisma and communication skills that make them great teachers, immense patience, and, as Hassan Rouhani has so eloquently expressed, diplomatic skills where they are able to engage with their counterparts on the basis of equal footing and mutual respect to address shared concerns and achieve shared objectives. Pro-Chancellor, our honorary graduate today has all those attributes in spades, as I shall describe later in this presentation. But first, let me start at the beginning. Steve Logan hails from the deep south, near Dumfries. He was educated at Annan Academy and then at the University of St Andrews, where he excelled and where he met his wife Anne, who's here today. He took a BSc in physiology and a PhD in neuroscience and demonstrated also immense prowess on the rugby field. And from St Andrews, his academic skills took him to Birmingham, to the University of Birmingham, where for over 17 years he demonstrated unbelievable excellence as a scientist, researching the way the brain controls blood pressure, memory and appetite, and saw him promoted to become Professor of Neuroscience. He had many prestigious research grants, for example, from the Wellcome Trust. These are not easy to get. And publications in the highest quality journals and those which stand the course of time. He was then persuaded to come to Aberdeen in 1994 as our first Professor of Neuroscience. And here, as well as continuing to be a brilliant researcher and a brilliant teacher, he demonstrated real academic leadership and became in 1998 the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Medical Sciences. Now remember, this is the Faculty of Medicine. That means you have a non-medic, a non-doctor, managing and leading doctors. That only happens to someone with unbelievable skills in leadership and being both a scientist and teacher of real substance. In 2001, he became provost. He was so good at this job. In 2003, becoming head of the new College of Life Sciences and Medicine. And then in 2004, this unbelievably speedy track took him to being senior vice principal overseeing much of this university. And so therefore, in various capacities, until his retirement this year, he's been an absolutely key figure in the development of this university for over 2 decades. Let's just take a look at the Forester Hill campus, where most of our graduates today will have spent much of their last few years. It has been transformed in the time that Steve Logan has been a leader of this university. The Institute of Medical Sciences, the Institute of Applied Health Sciences, the Suttie Centre for Teaching and Learning in Healthcare. These are all projects that Steve has either led or had a significant role in making a reality. Today, as all of you who have been there will know, a further building rises daily towards the sky. It's the new home for the Rowett Institute of Nutrition and Health. The merger of the Rowett Institute with the university was in large part down to Steve's diplomatic and negotiation skills, and bringing that institute into the university is, in my opinion, one of the most profoundly exciting things for the future of research in nutrition and biomedical science in this university. Throughout this time, Steve hasn't just stayed on the Forester Hill campus. He's steered the university's capital plan, and that has included projects like the Sir Duncan Rice Library that we've heard about already, or just across the road, the Aberdeen Sports Village. But it's not just buildings. As Senior Vice Principal, Steve Logan has, of course, been involved in shaping the future of our academic staffing, helping to bring many of our best scholars here and finding ways to ensure that people's careers can really flourish at the University of Aberdeen. He has not only led teaching and research, but he's been particularly passionate about taking our strengths in research to commercial and industrial applications. The fact that this university, a relatively small for the UK university in the north of Scotland, is well in the top 10 of universities for commercialisation of research, much of it in the biomedical sciences, is down to Steve Logan, and I think we should thank him for that. Look, Pro-Chancellor, I've spent a long time thus far telling you about Steve Logan's contribution to this university. But this university is also dedicated and committed to the wider community of Aberdeen and Aberdeenshire, and Steve's influence and wisdom have seen him serve there in immense ways too. He's been a board member of the then Scottish Higher Education Funding Council, the Aberdeen Sports Village, and as a member of the Aberdeen City and Shire Economic Future Forum and Scottish Enterprise Grampian, he's played an important role in ensuring that this university is at the heart, the DNA of the economic development of the region. He has also had a long-standing and important role with the NHS in this region, having previously been a board member and chair of the then Grampian University's Hospital NHS Trust. Now, anyone who has spent time in Aberdeen or Grampian in the last few years will know that NHS Grampian has had some challenges. And I think it was therefore with enormous pleasure that the region learnt in November. I say enormous pleasure. It was also, I think, a communal exhalation of breath when in the autumn of 2014, when we learnt that NHS Grampian were to be chaired by Steve Logan. The NHS felt safe in his hands, and every action since that time, I think, has shown not only his immense leadership, but his belief in working with partners, for example, to ensure that there's a strong partnership with this university in the delivery of clinical medicine, which will have a really strong positive impact on the health of the people of the north and north east of Scotland. So, Pro-Chancellor, For all these contributions, we, as a university, and the community of the North East of Scotland owe Steve Logan a huge debt of gratitude. But if you'll indulge me just for 1 second, I personally must add my own personal debt of gratitude. When you come into a role as principal of a university like this, you need to be guided and to have serious and wise advice. Through the transition of my period as principal, it has been a privilege and pleasure to have worked with Steve in the collective and greatest project of all, that of leading this remarkable and precious institution that we celebrate the graduates of today. Pro-Chancellor, I now ask you to confer the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa on Stephen Logan.
Egute utriusque iuris, tam canonici quam civilis, doctorum et magistrum constitu creo proclama renuntio, et in signum caput tuum huc peleo orno, quod ut felix vastunque sit deum optimum maximum precor. Now, Ellen Smith will perform Pezzo da Concerto number 1 by Nebojša Jovan Jikovic. And Ellen graduated yesterday evening with the degree of Bachelor of Music. As a percussion specialist, she's been awarded the joint first prize in this year's prestigious Ogston Music Prize. So welcome. Professor Davis, promoter of graduates.
Domini pro cancelari, Domini doctoris et magistri et tota universitas. Praesento verbis hanc candidatum examine probatum ad gradum magistratus in artibus liberalibus promovendum.
Annuentis Senatio placet promovere.
Ascendent Sarah Komeniski.
Ergo autoritate quam summi et potentissimi principes almae huic universitate amplissimam indulserunt te in artibus liberalibus magistrum creo, in cuius rei testimonium caput tuum hoc peleo orno quod ut felix postumque sit deum optimum maximum precor.
Item presento verbis hos candidatus examine probatus ad gradum doctoratus in philosophia promovendos.
Annuentis Senatio placet promovere.
Ascendant Brendan Gabriel.
Ego autoritate quam summi et potentissimi principes almae huic universitate amplissimam indulserunt te in philosophia doctorum et magistrum creo, in cuius rei testimonium caput tuum hoc peleo orno quod ut felix postumque sit deum optimum maximum precor. Amen.
Alex Ing.
Echo creo.
Elizabeth Marshall.
Echo creo.
Orania Vasu.
Echo creo.
Heather Walker.
Echo creo.
Sonia Watson.
Echo creo.
Item presento verbis hanc candidatum examine probatum ad gradum magistratus in philosophia promovendum.
Annuentis Senatio placet promovere.
Ascendat Anthony Plato.
Ego autoritate quam summi et potentissimi principes almae huic universitate amplissimam indulserunt te in philosophia magistrum creo, in cuius rei testimonium caput tuum hoc peleo orno quod ut felix postumque sit deum optimum maximum precor.
Item presento verbis hos candidatos examine probatus ad gradum magistratus in arti scientia promovendos.
Annuentis Senatio placet promovere.
Ascendant Alexander Baker.
Ego autoritate quam summi et potentissimi principes almae huic universitate amplissimam indulserunt te in arte scientiae magistrum creo, in cuius rei testimonium caput tuum hoc peleo orno quod ut felix postumque sit deum optimum maximum precor.
Owen Francis.
Ete Creel.
Aliona Kolmogorova.
Ete Creel.
Ian Fair.
Ete Creel.
Ingrida Razionaita.
Ete Creel.
Grace Anderson.
Ete Creel.
Victoria Atwell.
Ete Creel.
Alexandra Kovalchuk.
Ete Creel.
Monica Mielnicka.
Ete Creel.
Martina Pesaresi.
Ete Creel.
Matthew Rooney.
Ete Creel.
Ian Shum.
Ete Creel.
Catherine Edwards.
Ete Creel.
Neil Patterson.
Ete Creel.
Vojta Prazak.
Ete Creel.
Heidi Gardner.
Ete Creel.
Item presento vobis hos candidatos examine probatos ad gradum baccalaureatus in scientia promovendos.
Annuendi sonatu placet promovere.
Ascendant Ian McDougall.
Ego auctoritate quam sumi et potentissimi principes amae quic universitate amplissimam docerunt te in scientia baccalaureum quia in curious rei testimonium capitum huc pedeo orno quod ut fidex festum quisit deum optimum maximum prepon.
Alina Kaninskaya.
Ete Creel.
Quae honoris mero errant ascendant Graham Day.
Ete Creel.
Fraser McLean.
Ete Creel.
Matthew Summers.
Ete Creel.
Carla Simmons.
Ete Creel.
Zoe Walker.
Ete Creel.
Andrew Benton.
Ete Creel.
Andrew Burr.
Ete Creel.
Lisa Harju.
Ete Creel.
Jessica McAllister.
Ete Creel.
Scott Rutherford.
Ete Creel.
Michelle Slater.
Ete Creel.
Craig Smith.
Take Quayle.
Catherine Stanley White.
Take Quayle.
Matthew Thompson.
Take Quayle.
Vytautas Sukauskas.
Take Quayle.
Sophie Bagnall.
Take Quayle.
Raulis Krasnauskas.
Take Quayle.
James McAvoy.
Take Quayle.
Serena McRae.
Take Quayle.
Kadri Orris.
Take Quayle.
Zoe Ross.
Take Quayle.
Gintara Vavenkaita.
Take Quayle.
David Carter.
Take Quayle.
Ara Chobanova.
Take Quayle.
Brian Frey.
Take Quayle.
Anya Clemmer.
Take Quayle.
Victoria Asachivita.
Take Quayle.
Ferdinando Bianchi.
Take Quayle.
Jamie Boyle.
Take Quayle.
Stephen Humphreys.
Take Quayle.
Harista Karapaneva.
Take Quayle.
Kalina Ovcharova.
Take Quayle.
Nicholas Younger.
Take Quayle.
Ewan Burt.
Take Quayle.
Eleanor Greenwood.
Take Quayle.
Lindsay Johnston.
Take Quayle.
James Long.
Take Quayle.
Jennifer Mitchell.
Take Quayle.
Claire Rothney.
Take Quayle.
Holly Scott.
Take Quayle.
Jack Connor.
Take Quayle.
Hayley Irving.
Take Quayle.
Nicholas Janse van Rensburg.
Take Quayle.
Jonathan Sharp.
Take Quayle.
Keith Pye.
Take Quayle.
Joseph McKinnon.
Tate Creo.
Matthew Nelson.
Ed Tate Creo.
Kirsty Gordon.
Ed Tate Creo.
Radina Laharska.
Ed Tate Creo.
Carrie Anderson.
Ed Tate Creo.
Melwyn Andrews.
Ed Tate Creo.
Elizabeth Dryborough.
Ed Tate Creo.
Tuli Hiatames.
Ed Tate Creo.
Faye Hill.
Ed Tate Creo.
Jennifer Lloyd.
Ed Tate Creo.
Susanna Lumsden.
Ed Tate Creo.
Alistair MacDonald.
Ed Tate Creo.
Mihai Rizaya.
Ed Tate Creo.
Jin Yun.
Ed Tate Creo.
Alistair Leeson Payne.
Ed Tate Creo.
Nicole Beaton.
Ed Tate Creo.
Chelsea Cook.
Ed Tate Creo.
Anna Cranston.
Ed Tate Creo. Now, Lawrence Butler Perks will perform Cruacha Ben, which is a traditional Gaelic song. And Lawrence is currently studying for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Politics and International Relations. He has been a regular competitor at the Royal National Mod, where he's won a number of prizes for singing, including in 2013 the most prestigious prize for Gaelic learners, the Silver Pennant. Thank you very much indeed. Professor Davis, promotional graduates.
Item praesento, vobis hos candidatos examine probatus ad gradum baccalaureatus in scientia promoventus.
Enuentis senatio placet promovere.
Ascendent ac villa dascadaita.
Ego autoritate quam summi et potentissimi principes amae huic universitate amplissimam endosserunt te in scientia baccalaureum creo, in cuius rei testimonium capitum hoc pede ormo quod ut felix faustumque sed deum optimum maximum precor.
James Geddes.
Et te creo.
Davila Gedritaita.
Et te creo.
Unia Wanyanita.
Et te creo.
Emilia Kekla.
Et te creo.
Lindsay Monarch.
Et te creo.
Egla Navakaita.
Et te creo.
Yelena Passamicina.
Et te creo.
Stephanie Barnes.
Et te creo.
Shona Craig.
Et te creo.
Alana Graham.
Et te creo.
Carolyn Harrison.
Et te creo.
Danielle Joyce.
Et te creo.
Philippa Lambert.
Et te creo.
Emilia Mikulak.
Et te creo.
Joanna Mitchell.
Et te creo.
Iman Sitar.
Et te creo.
Jenna Stephen.
Et te creo.
Saeed Ahmad.
Et te creo.
Bradley Anderson.
Et te creo.
Morag Campbell.
Et te creo.
Glenn Honeyman.
Et te creo.
Gareth Hopkins.
Et te creo.
Mihai Padaru.
Et te creo.
Megan Smith.
Et te creo.
John Soulsby.
Et te creo.
Item presento vobis hos candidatos examine probatus ad gradum baccalaureatus in scientias ad medicinum et vitam physicum pertinentibus promovendos.
Enuentis senatio placet promovere.
Ascendant Dalila Reyes Dawson.
Ego auctoritate quam sumi et potentissimi principis al mai huic universitate amplissim amidoserunt, te inscientiis ad medicinam et vitam physicam pertinentibus baccalaureum cream, in cuius rei testimonium caput tuum hoc peleo orno quod ut felix vastumque sit, deum optimum maximum precor.
Quae honores mero erant ascendant Sanad Bashir.
Et te creo.
Richard Best.
Et te creo.
James Breen.
Et te creo.
Rowan Cook.
Et te creo.
Ronald Coots.
Et te creo.
Aaron Dow.
Et te creo.
Maria Dimitriskita.
Et te creo.
Margarita Ely.
Et te creo.
Rebecca Matthews.
Et te creo.
Yuri Marias.
Et te creo.
Andrew Murray.
Et te creo.
Anna Naveed.
Et te creo.
Kelly Ogilvie.
Et te creo.
Kirsten Scott.
Et te creo.
Leanne Stevenson.
Et te creo.
Elizabeth Stewart.
Et te creo.
Andrew Christie.
Et te creo.
Christina Duncan.
Et te creo.
James Henderson.
Et te creo.
Andrew Irving.
Et te creo.
Chantal Milton.
Et te creo.
Aidan Seeley.
Et te creo.
Sarah Friel.
Et te creo.
Sophie Hill.
Et te creo.
Harry Kinsey.
Et te creo.
Fiona McKissick.
Et te creo.
Alistair Roddy.
Et te creo.
Amy Ross.
take prayer.
Armin Askari.
I take prayer.
Natasha Walker.
I take prayer.
Roma Yates.
I take prayer.
Item presento vobis hanc candidatum examine probatum ad gradum baccalaureatus in scientia valitudinis vivendi promovendum.
Annuenti sonatio placet promovere.
Ascendat Emily Lovett.
Ego auctoritate quam sumi et potentissimi principes almae huic universitate amplissim amendoserunt te in scientia valitudinis provendae baccalaureum creo, in cuius rei testimonium capitum hoc peleo orno quod ut felix pasumque sit deum optimum maximum precor.
Item presento vobis hanc candidatum examine probatum ad gradum doctoratus in scientia promovendum.
Annuenti sonatio placet promovere.
Ascendat David Dehan.
Ego auctoritate quam sumi et potentissimi principes almae huic universitate amplissim amendoserunt te in scientia doctorem et magistrum creo, in cuius rei testimonium capitum hoc peleo orno quod ut felix pasumque sit deum optimum maximum precor.
Item presento vobis hanc candidatum examine probatum ad gradum doctoratus in medicina promovendum.
Annuenti sonatio placet promovere.
Ascendant Alia Mustafa.
Ego auctoritate quam sumi et potentissimi principes almae huic universitate amplissim amendoserunt te in medicina doctorem et magistrum creo, in cuius rei testimonium capitum hoc peleo orno quod ut felix pastumque sit deum optimum maximum precor.
Item presento vobis hos candidatus examine probatus ad gradum doctoratus in philosophia promovendus.
Annuenti sonatio placet promovere.
Ascendant Linda Dean.
Ego auctoritate quam sumi et potentissimi principes almae huic universitate amplissim amendoserunt te in philosophia doctorem et magistrum creo, in cuius rei testimonium capitum hoc peleo orno quod ut felix pastumque sit deum optimum maximum precor.
Lovely Kangaroo.
Et take creo.
Iman Kopt.
Et take creo.
David McGee.
Et take creo.
Nicola Miller.
Et take creo.
Anastasia Pavlova.
Ete Creo.
Ac Pardell.
Ete Creo.
Shane Smith.
Ete Creo.
Carrie Stewart.
Ete Creo.
Dinesh Thapar.
Ete Creo.
Elena Vasianovich.
Ete Creo.
Item presento vobis hanc candidatum examine probatum ad gradum magistratis inscientia promovendum.
Enuenti senato packet promovere.
Ascendat Nicola Mackay.
Ego auctoritate quam summi et potentissimi principes almae quic universitate amplissim amidoserunt, te in scientia magistrum creo, in curis rei testimonium capitum hoc pedeo orno, quod ut felix postumque sit deum optimum maximum precor. Now, the head of School of Medicine and Dentistry will now administer the oath.
The graduates in dentistry will please stand. I ask each of you to take the following declaration as your own. I solemnly promise to use, to the best of my knowledge and ability, the art and science of my profession for the good of those under my care, and to make the preservation and restoration of their health my constant aim. I shall keep secret anything I see or hear in my practice that should not be divulged. I shall constantly endeavour to improve my knowledge and skills within my profession and to share useful discoveries with my fellow practitioners, whom I promise to hold in fraternal regard. These things I shall do for the benefit of those whom I seek to serve and for the honour of the profession that I now join. Do you take this declaration as your own?
Professor Davis, Promoter of Graduates.
Item presento vobis hos candidatos examine probatus ad gradum baccalaureatus in dentium chirurgica promovendos.
Enuenti senato packet promovere.
Ascendant Mohammed Al-Karula.
Ego auctoritate quam summi et potentissimi principes almae quic universitate amplissim amidoserunt, te in dentium chirurgia baccalaureum creo, in curis rei testimonium capitum hoc pedeo orno, quod ut felix postumque sit deum optimum maximum precor.
Ruth Baidu.
Ete Creo.
Suzanne Buckley.
Ete Creo.
Anna Crystal.
Come closer. Ete Creo.
Yasmin Dingri.
Ete Creo.
Matthew Doswell.
Ete Creo.
Michelle Gardner.
Ete Creo.
Thomas Green.
Ete Creo.
Trishna Mystery.
Ete Creo.
Bal Panasar.
Ete Creo.
Alan Purvis.
Ete Creo.
Paul Roden.
Ete Creo.
Elizabeth Sanderson.
Ete Creo.
Lindsay Scott.
Ete Creo.
Veronica Smith.
Ete Creo. Professor Logan.
Pro-Chancellor, Principal, Lord Provost, distinguished guests and colleagues, and graduates, well done. May I start by just saying thank you, Principal, to you and Senate for bestowing the great honour of Doctor of Laws on me today at today's wonderful ceremony, so thank you. Now, to all of you, congratulations and well done. You've not fallen down on the steps, you've not been strangled, at least not all of you. Some of them managed. And if I can give some feedback on the applause and the clapping, I think you're doing quite well. You'll probably have one more chance to see how well you can do this before the ceremony ends properly. But I did notice you gave particular applause to a gentleman of a certain age. And well done, Ron, and I think it's a great achievement, so good. Now, the degree you now hold represents a tremendous achievement, and one you should always be proud of, even more if it's your second or even your third degree. And you, of course, have had to work very hard for your degree. I just had to turn up, although my son pointed out to me this morning it's taken me 20 years to get this degree. You've all done it in considerably less time. I also want to just take a minute to thank the two musicians that we had today. I thought they're very talented individuals and really splendid performances from them. And I also wanted to say my congratulations to the dentistry graduates. So my colleagues tell me that you've performed incredibly well all through the course, consistently high scorers, and I'm delighted that you're all graduating today and I'm able to share this occasion with you. And I know that exceptionally, two of you have been awarded the City of Aberdeen Quincentenary Medals, of which there are only 3 that go across the whole of the university. So they're based on academic merit and personal qualities. So my particular congratulations to you on that. I'm also particularly pleased because I was there at the start when the Scottish Government asked us to build a new dental school and dental hospital and undertake a new degree programme in dentistry. In spite of what I'll say are teething troubles, you can keep up with me if you want on these ones. I'm glad to say that we're making quite a success of it, and it's fantastic to see you all graduating today. So along with all the students who are graduating from the School of Medical Sciences, and I won't go through the whole list of subjects, but two dear to my heart, physiology and neuroscience, and all the others, a great congratulations to you. You should feel very proud of yourselves today, and every day. And your friends and families will be rightly proud of you. They also probably have a great sense of relief. So being a student, I think, is hard enough, especially during finals and exams and finals time. But I think living with one's even harder. So my congratulations go to your friends and your families and your supporters. Well, now that you've got your degree, I guess you're ready to leave. In fact, some of you are probably quite desperate to leave. So I know what you're thinking. I'm the last obstacle in your way. Champagne's on ice, lunch reservations have been made, bars are open. So I'll try and be brief. I'll try and keep this as brief as possible. But you might imagine in my role as Senior Vice Principal, I've attended many, many graduation ceremonies, and there are a few things that tend to be said each year, but they're actually worth repeating because they happen to be true. So whatever you do after you leave here today, the degree that you'll now hold will open up a whole wide range of career opportunities for you. Whatever plans you have, you should be confident that you'll have the ability to do well in whatever you choose to do. I'm saying that with such confidence because history tells us that the graduates of the University of Aberdeen go on to do great things. You're now part of that large family of Aberdeen alumni, many of whom are key players in industry, in the professions, in politics, in arts, or in education. More than 500 years of graduates have begun their careers at this university, and most of them, I'd say that most of them have done very well. And I guess, if you read the press, there's no shortage of ways that people rank universities these days. There are many and important league tables that analyse us in different ways. But it seems to me the most important measure of our success as an institute of learning is you yourselves. You're what brings us success, and your success today we share in. You're the best measure of any success that we have. Doing well is important, and in a way, because you've already done so, people will expect you to continue to do so. Doubtless, a priority for some of you will to be acquire something that you haven't had much of in these past few years: money. I felt the same way when I graduated, but alas, I decided to become an academic. However, now that I'm a lawyer, I have a feeling things are going to change. So, while wealth creation is important, and graduates and universities have an important role to play in that, your education, the degree you hold, has been about much, much more than that. For us, on the stage as educators, we hope your time here has given you a sense of the fundamental value of education. And that is in realising your potential, in fostering your personal growth. The true value of education here is what you're left with after you've forgotten everything we taught you. And while a lot more people enter higher education today than once was the case, I believe higher education remains a privilege. And so it carries with it certain obligations. You're going to be busy after you leave here. You'll have all kinds of day-to-day concerns, deadlines, and things that demand your attention. But from time to time, try and stop to reflect. I think with your degree comes an obligation to give something back to society. Some of your intellect, your ability to find solutions to current problems, your skill and expertise in your specialist field. And if you have it, money or other material wealth which would help others to get on with the business of improving their lives and lives of others. Now, as I look around, I see the horror on the faces of your friends and supporters. Here am I suggesting, just at the time you might be earning money, that you should be thinking of giving it away. And they'll be hoping that you might finally stop asking for money from that side of the house. So, if you do become rich, don't forget who helped pay for you to be here, who's responsible for you being here at all, and who's probably taking you out for lunch today to celebrate. If you become very rich, don't forget who first suggested to you that you should find some ways to consider giving it back. And I'm sure the principal and his colleagues will be only too pleased to find ways to help you give it back to the university. So before I close, let me share with you some lessons I learned as a young and not so young scientist through my contacts with many mentors and supporters, including my time here in Aberdeen, where there are two men in particular who I believe should have joined the list of Nobel Prize winners, but didn't. Those are Hans Kosterlitz, the professor of pharmacology, the discoverer of enkephalins and endorphins, the body's natural pain-killing substances, and also Professor John Mallard, who is the inventor of magnetic resonance imaging. So it's more than 25 years since the first person ever imaged in an MRI machine was done here on the Forester Hill site. The work of these two men as scientists were characterized by an unswerving rigor to academic quality and integrity, the pursuit of truth and the advancement of knowledge, and a belief in the importance of science in society, and a desire to educate the public as well as colleagues and as well as scholars. I think these are really important values as scholars, and we in the university should hold. We need to constantly remind ourselves of that and take inspiration from the examples of these two great leaders. So, two final points. Do celebrate today. Savour it. This is your moment to feel pride in what you've achieved, and we certainly feel very, very proud of you. And finally, when I've said a few serious things about university, the most important point is I hope you've had fun here. There's not much point in higher education if it doesn't make you happier than you would have been had you not had the benefit of that higher education. So of all my deep wishes to you, the deepest felt is that your lives after today will be happy ones. Congratulations to everybody, and thank you.
Thank you. Now, please, may I ask you all to stand and join with me in singing God Save the Queen. The chaplain to the university.
May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Amen.